Viewers, starting first with what's happening in Canada. Now, the Canadians are all set to head to polls today in a high-stakes federal poll, now shaped by Donald Trump's escalating threats against Canada's sovereignty and a deepening economic crisis for the country. This landmark vote is expected to have major political repercussions, especially as the U.S. instability reshapes its relationship with its northern neighbor. That's what's happening in Canada, a high-stakes election on the cards. However, what makes this more important is that it comes closely at the heels of the U.S. sanctions on trade on Canada, a constant back and forth, a trade versus trade war that's unfolding between Canada and the U.S. Also being joined by Mr. Rakesh Tiwari, who is a Canadian journalist, to get us more updates into the matter. Mr. Tiwari, welcome to Republic. Speak to us about the key points that make the polls so important, and how can Trump's cards sort of, distort the elections in Canada?
Thank you so much, Ms. Bhardwaj, talking to me. And let me say this. Canada and US, we are neighbors. Yeah. And we always had the great tie with America. But since Mr. Trump came and he has put 25% tariff across the board, even Justin Trudeau, then Canada's Prime Minister, when he went to see him at his place, at that time, how he has humiliated Justin Trudeau, that has angered Canadians. And afterwards, even when Justin Trudeau was gone, Mr. Trump was still in Canadians' mind. And he has kept threatening Canada. Even for aluminium and steel, he has put the tariffs. He put the tariffs, and which is causing a lot of jobs in Canada. So for Canadians, this is one priority, that because we do about more than 90% of business with USA, so we need a tough leader who can negotiate and deal with Mr. Trump over there. Yeah. And let me say, this was not a before any issue. It was never ever this became issue that any American president has influenced Canadian election. But this time it did happen, and all the Canadians, as a Canadian, I can say that we have only one thing in mind, that who can deal with Mr. Trump. And at this time, when we say we have another issues, that since, when the Trump was not there, so you can say inflation and unemployment, rising in crime here, crime rise, and also the dwelling for the housing. These are all the issues affecting Canada. Yeah. And when Mr. Justin Trudeau was there, and it seemed very clear that Liberal Party is going to go for down big time. And
Mr.
then
Tiwari,
the rebels came from within Liberal Party, and Mike Carney, he got elected. Although a bit surprise for me as an independent journalist, that I do not know within 2 months what Mr. Mike Carney has done, as the so-called mainstream media is predicting and saying that what he was Liberal Party is gaining the support and might make a government here. Yeah. But it is a bit surprising that when Justin Trudeau, he was Prime Minister at that time, Conservative Party was leading 10 to 15% or more than that. Yeah. And at this time, it is appearing as Liberal Party is going to make the government. However, let me say one thing. Just recently, 2 days back, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh has said that I have put my party behind, and I put Canada first to defeat Mr. Pierre Poilievre. So Pierre Poilievre and Conservative Party, if I compare it, he became you can say that like
Mr.
Narendra
Tiwari,
Modi in India, where all the party are central. They have made their central point to defeat Pierre Poilievre. Although wherever he went, he was gaining a lot of support, and a bit surprising for all of us that what kind of magic Mr. Carney
Mr.
has done
Tiwari,
it,
quickly interrupting you
that
there.
he's going to make
Yes,
the call.
yes, I understand. Also, want to quickly understand, you know, like you also spoke about, that you don't know what Mark Carney has done in 2 months to be getting so much support. Who do you think the chances are, sort of bending towards, the winds are working with? Is it Mark Carney or is it the Conservative Party?
Let me say, mainstream media here, which is CBC, CTV, and they are there, and Global TV, they are predicting as a neck-to-neck competition in that way, that where it is possible that Liberal Party may survive and can make a government, and it could be minority and with the NDP support. But so when we go about social media and when we do meet with the public, so public was totally against liberals, because you cannot wash out 10 years of mismanagement just by Mr. Mike Carney saying a few words against Mr. Trump. Because even, let me say one more point, that Mr. Pierre Poilievre, he has said so much against Trump too, even going to that extent. Mr. Trump said that I do not know this conservative guy. He's stupid, and I don't like him. It would be better for me to deal with Liberal Party and this Prime Minister. He was mentioning Mr. Mike Carney. But let me say, in my understanding, this election result, everybody, we are all watching anxiously, and it could, it might surprise all the pollsters who are predicting like before. So that's what I can say that.
Yeah. Thanks very much for getting us those insights, Mr. Tiwari. In fact, I'm sure it really helps to understand what's the fabric looking like in Canada right now. Thank you very much for giving